Yeah. Take a breath. You're tuned in now. Dan and Jay. I'm here with you. Another day, another story on the way. So much noise out there, hard to know what to believe. I ain't here to hype it up or tear it down. Just bring the truth to light, let it speak out loud. Yeah. From the streets to the world stage, from the past to the front page. If it mattered to your life, I'm gonna say it right. Dan and Jay is here to bring you all the news, every story, every voice, from every point of view. Dan and Jay is here. Current events, real time. Sit back, lock in, tap your ears. Yeah, you in good hands tonight. You good now? You good now? I know the world feel heavy when you turn it on. Every headline make you wonder where we coming from. But knowledge is power when it's done with care. So I slow it down, break it clear and fair. No rumors, no disguise, just facts and human lines. If it touched the people, then it crossed my mind. Dan and Jay is here to bring you all the news, every story, gold, every voice, boy, from every point of view. Dan and Jay is here. Current events, real time. Sit back, lock in, tap your ears. Yeah, you in good hands tonight. Yeah, this ain't just talk, it's conversation. This ain't just news, it's information for the thinkers, for the seekers, for the ones who wanna know. Dan and Jay is here. Yeah, I'm right on time, bringing clarity to chaos, one story at a time. Dan and Jay is here. So stay right where you are. Let's talk about what's happening now and where we really are. This is Dan and Jay.
ACP, did you see this?
If it ain't official Dan and Jay, Prima Donna News, I don't even want to see it.
Though we don't know what tomorrow will bring us, let's live today. I'm saying just in case. Although we don't know what tomorrow will bring us, let's live today. I'm saying just in case. Dear world, I'm writing this letter, an attempt to make things just a little better. This is about living through life's stormy weather, because the truth is that we're not gonna live forever, and that's my point. Well, let me start with my boy that's doing 15 in the joint. Man, he could hoop, but he loved the street life. Could've went pro, instead he chose the street life. He turned rapper and wrote about the street life, but still could not make it out the street life. And one day he bought a Glock. Wait, now page number 2 will take you to another block. A man and his wife can't get along, all they do is fight. Both too stubborn to apologize, and sometimes it gets so bad they hope each other die. And one day she couldn't take it no more, so she decided to run out of the door. She jumped in the car and swerved off in a rage, and baby, I'm sorry was all over mistakes. Oh, we don't know what tomorrow will bring us. Let's live today. I'm saying just in case. Now Now that my homie done bought himself a gun, he stuck up some liquor stores, now he's on the run. Do anything to avoid the police. Now he's strung out on drugs and life is getting deep. To anyone, he would do anything. Give him the chance and he'd steal anything. Next thing he did really screwed up his life. But first, let's go back to the husband and wife. Now he's on the phone with his pastor, and she's on the phone with her mother. He tells his pastor the woman is driving me crazy. Then swore up and down she's not the same lady. She says, Mama, the man has been treating me so bad ever since we found out that I couldn't have babies. Then Mama says to her, girl, hold on. Pastor says to him, be strong. Oh, we don't know what tomorrow will bring. So let's live today. I'm saying just in case. Although we don't know what tomorrow will bring. Let's live today. I'm saying just in case. Now there's a warrant out for my boy's arrest, cause he done went and stabbed someone in the chest. Man, them drugs just got him breaking all of the rules now. His face is posted up and all over the news now. Meanwhile, on the other side of town, the husband and wife are starting to break down. She says to Mama, maybe I ought to call him. And Mama said, now that's the spirit. He says to Pastor, maybe I should call and say I love her. He say, I'm sure she loves to hear it. Then she gets a call on the other line. It's the doctor saying your test results came back fine. Congrats, girl, you're pregnant. Then she cries, finally a miracle sent from heaven. Now meanwhile, the other side of town, all hell done broke loose and it's going down. Cops chasing Reginald all over town. He's running every red light and driving real wild. Now meanwhile, and this ain't fiction, here is where I need y'all to pay close attention. She's so happy, she calls her husband up. He says, I'm sorry, baby, just as soon as he picks up. She says, I'm sorry too, and I got good news for you. Steve, I'm pregnant and on my way home to you. He jumps for joy, scream hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. While Reginald is still chased by police. She takes the highway, it'll get her there much faster. Reginald on the skyway, chase lasting forever. With the helicopters right over his head, with the searchlights on him, oh man. Now he starts panicking, Rachel's driving, so excited she's not realizing that just a block away, a man is on the run, while the husband's at home praying for a son. And the policeman is screaming, hold the car. Rachel calls her husband and says, I'm getting close. He says, honey, I'm fixing up something special in the kitchen. And at the same time, Reginald makes a stupid decision. He turns down a one-way street. Then Rachel notices this car coming and yells out, Steve, out of control, a senseless mission. Next thing you know, a head-on collision. Oh, we don't know what tomorrow will bring us. Let's live today. I'm saying just in case.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge sanctioned by the U.S. government. Weapons of Class 4 and lower have been authorized for use during the purge. All other weapons are restricted. Government officials of ranking 10 have been granted immunity from the purge and shall not be harmed. Commencing at the siren, any and all crime, including murder, will be legal for 12 continuous hours. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be unavailable until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. when the purge concludes. Blessed be our new founding fathers and America, a nation reborn. May God be with you all.
Fuck it, I'm gonna stay right here and do something to motherfucking show. Hey, Mr. DJ. The ladies in here are fine. And there's one who's caught my eye. I wanna pull her close to me and whisper sweet things in her ear. Oh yeah, because tonight I'm full of fire, baby. Oh yeah, and you're the only one my heart desires, baby.
I know that there's more for you, more for us.
Children, rain all night long. Didn't it all, didn't it all, oh, my Lord, didn't it rain? Didn't it rain, children? Rain all night long. Didn't it all? Didn't it all? Oh, my Lord, didn't it rain? You can't run from it. You can't deny it. You can't pass it off. It's your call. God knew what he was doing. He knew who he was calling. And he expertly and intricately detailed every aspect of your life, your being, your persona, your psyche, your physicality, everything about you, from the texture of your hair to the color of your eyes to the way that you laugh to the fingerprint on your thumb. Everything is connected to your calling. And until you walk into the fullness of the thing that you were created for, you will find yourself frustrated. You're called.
Hey, yo, you. Lifetime. Chapter 7. This the part they didn't show on TV right here. Niggas is gonna hate me. B2 movement gonna be outside the studio. Pitchfork. Life change, man. Let's go. Sitting here watching this TV. Thinking down to myself. Is it me or anyone else? Find it kinda weird, Same little girl he kissed on, the little girl they say he pissed on. Her uncle still playing bass for Kells. It has been for years. And them niggas fail to mention women in their 30s ain't children. Your story can't be in the same sentence as a 14-year-old victim. Oh, and when they took Bill Cosby, said we didn't want to let him go. We don't fuck with Bill Cosby. We fuck with Cliff Huxtable. Real niggas saying real shit about that. Real niggas saying real shit about that. Sitting here watching this ex-wife talk about him like a dog. Maybe he did do some of that. Maybe he did it all. I don't know. But the part that had me tripping was the part when she said she didn't use a bathroom without permission. So I guess Kales was the only one pissing. Show some respect for your children. Did you forget they'll be listening? That one show, Good Times, my favorite line, beans don't burn in the kitchen. No. 1/3 telling the truth, 1/3 telling a lie. 1/3 don't want it. We got bigger fish to fry before we die. La, 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 la. Oh, la, la, la. Real niggas saying real shit about that. La, 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 la. Oh, la, la, la. Real niggas saying real shit about that. There's a so-called R. Kelly, and every so-called family gotta teach girls dignity, otherwise they gonna be not seeing nothing wrong. Well, a bump and grind. Believe that it should have beat the fuck out of R. Kelly. They wouldn't have been the second time. Where are these girls' parents at, man? Shit crazy. Real niggas saying real shit about that. Bruh, did you really forage a document to get a 15-year-old girl married? Bruh. Real niggas saying real shit about that. I don't know, man. It's just my opinion. Life Jennings, they about to kill me. They about to bring up my past. Only difference is niggas know I did 15. Bring up all that shit. Guess what? I did it. I did it all, niggas. But I'm not doing it again. I'm not going back to jail for you niggas. But that's a whole
Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Look, new news drop, everybody stops and comes running on just to see what Dana J have to say. They bring the truth. Oh, day by day, oh, live for life. Oh, now here's what you need to do. Jump in live now. See what the recipient is talking about. Dana J is home and ready to give you flavor. Pull up, baby, cause he on. Jump in the live now. See what the recipient is talking about. Dana J is home and ready to give you flavor. Pull up, baby, cause he on. Live and in living color, baby. Your favorite blogger is locked and loaded and ready to go.
Dear Robert, it's really hard fighting for you and the ones you listening to, or the ones hurting you, stealing from you, turning on you out here and trying to keep you there. Radio don't sound the same when your voice ain't in the night. Every note remind me of a different time in my life. They don't know what you meant to us behind the stage, behind the fame. I'm just missing the man I knew while the world just saying name. Robert Sylvester Kelly.
Yeah.
Ooh, oh, I'm talking to the walls again. Praying that you hear this Dana J song. Oh, trying to separate the noise from what was right and what the feds said what went wrong. We miss you, Robert. We miss the soul in your sound. We miss you since you ain't been around. We've been hurting, watching legends fade away. Dear Robert, I wish I could take the pain away. Oh, wish I could talk to you. Yeah. Too many voices in your ear. Too many hands in your damn name. Everybody got a fucking opinion, but don't nobody seem to feel your goddamn pain. I know you've been robbing, made mistakes, carried weight. Still I hate how quiet it got when your music used to be so vibrant. Ooh, used to vibrate. If I could sit you down, just you, you'll cry. I tell you, don't let the world define your whole life now. You're more than headline, more than the fall, more than an industry takedown. You're still somebody's song. You really changed us all. We miss you, yeah. I miss the way it was. We miss you. A gift to fight the love. Your judgment. Just a heart that still believes. Dear Robert, I'm still praying for your peace. From one soul to another. From one song to another. From song to another. This song ain't about the noise. It's about missing you. We need them doors that love upon another open up and let you out, Robin. We seen the misjustice. We heard the lies. We also know home what they stole from you. R. Kelly is a persona, but Rowland Sylvester Kelly is a real person. It's a difference between the two.
Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? Dana J after dark. Free R. Kelly. Oh boy. Let's get into it. If you want to donate to the channel, at the bottom of the chat box on all platforms, there's a bag or a box with a $sign in it. It's called the Super Chat. Like, share, subscribe. And you can donate to the Super Chat. You can donate whatever you want. Nothing too big, nothing too small. Dana J appreciate everything. Y'all know I do. Also, if you want to hit my Cash App, you can. Go ahead and hit the Cash App, $ official Dana J. And I have all other forms that you can reach me, PayPal, all that. Venmo is for the spices. So if you ain't trying to order no spices, don't hit Venmo. Also, I'm going to be getting away from Venmo because Venmo has now deplatformed themselves as of the end of this month. Just want to give y'all a heads up. But I need everybody to violate me. And if you're asking how do you violate me, just go ahead and hit that like button. Take off your shoes when you come in the house. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Go tell a friend. And also join the channel. because I will be doing some members only stuff, and a lot of people going to be locked out if you ain't a member. And I have the cheapest members section on YouTube. But tonight is part 2 of Sparkle and Reshona. You better be careful what y'all do to the R. Thank you so much, TT. Big Baby Pernell, I'm going to check it as soon as I finish this live. As soon as I finish this live, I'm going to check it. Better yet, I'm going to check it now. Hold on, let me see. Oh, okay. There you go. I just sent it to you. I got a cartoon character on my face. Well, it's not a cartoon. It's like my face in a cartoon look. And it say Dana J across the face. However, I want to thank everybody for joining me because I listened to a lot of people today. I listened to some things that's going on. I listened to some things being said. I even took, thank you so much, TT. I even took some sound bites from my sis. And I'm going to say this. I even got a video from one of my enemies. I told you. I'm going to put this thing together all the way for y'all. And if I got to go to one of my enemies and grab something, as long as I just let them know, like, yeah, I got that from them. Hey, it is what it is. Same thing they do to me, but they don't say they got it from me. They'll put it up there, whatever. But this is not about me. This is about Robert Sylvester Kelly. And this is where we going. Whenever we talking about different topics, we going to stay on point for the main topic, okay? So with that being said, I'm going to give you a recap. We all know that Reshona came out with a book. We also know that Reshona did an interview that we're going to look at. But I want to go back in time. I want to go back in real time. I want to go back in true time. And I'm going to go here. Everybody talking about Reshona interview of what she's saying now. Right? But let's talk about what's been said overall. I had to go and get a video, and I'm going to play a couple videos from over here. And when I went and got a video, this is what I found. Check it out.
R. Kelly case, and unbeknownst to me, you have like a you have information about the history of R. Kelly and where it may have you. But you were raised in Chicago, correct?
Yep, from Chicago, raised there.
And
so very familiar with R. Kelly, which I'm sure a lot of girls in my age group who were, around during that time did.
Wow. So before we get into R. Kelly would be very noticeably around like young girls, would you say?
Oh yeah, I mean you pretty much can. So my interaction with him started before high school age because of being friends with one of the girls that he was with. But if you, like any of my friends, like by high school, he was hanging out at the high schools, he was around. Yeah, they definitely were propositioned by him. Absolutely. Plenty of friends that went through that.
And just to make it more legit, you played basketball with him as well, correct?
Yeah, so I actually met him. First, of course, I was a huge fan. And my dad played ball with him at this place in Chicago called Illinois Athletic Center. And they played ball together, and I would go play ball with my dad, and that's how I originally met him. I would say this was about 7th grade.
7th grade. And was it and was it pretty regular?
It was on Sundays. I would go on Sundays, yeah. And I would say maybe a couple times a month he would be there on a Sunday at the gym.
And how would the interactions between you and R. Kelly be at the basketball court or even outside?
In all honesty, I never had nothing that felt weird or a weird interaction with him. Obviously, I was there with my dad. It was mostly guys at the gym. There were very few girls up there playing ball. Aaliyah was with him a couple times. I had no idea, how young she was. I mean, I was young, so I didn't pay attention to those things. But nothing, just a normal interaction. He signed autographs for me. He, was very normal. Actually, all of my interaction with him, I later on interacted with him. He would be at my basketball games because the person that I'm referring to is the one from the video. Everyone knows about the video. Everyone saw it. So that was who I played ball with. That was who I was friends with. And to me, once, I became friends with her and we started playing ball together. We were on the same AAU teams. We were on the same junior high team. Summer league, all of that together. And he was known to us as her godfather. And that's all we knew him as. And her parents were around. Her parents were at the games. He was at the games. Sparkle was at the games. I mean, they were around all the time. And there were birthday parties that he threw at Hoops, his gym. I don't know, he had opened a gym in Chicago. He would have.
Well, that's one lie that's been told, that has been confirmed that Sparkle has lied. Sparkle said she was never around with them. Reshona, the homegirl, said there was never no crazy interactions. And the father, the mother, the brother, and Sparkle and R. Kelly was around at the basketball games and nothing was unusual. Okay, keep on. Let's talking, my friend. Let's go.
Parties for her. So we had no idea about anything until, and I guess, I was never approached by him or anything, like I said, inappropriate ever. And I don't know if that was because I was friends with her. So my only interaction with him at that point was with her. We had no idea until the tape came out.
Wow.
And by this time I believe we were like 16. We were in high school. We were at separate high schools.
Well, there goes another lie, because Reshona said that she was 12 or 13. And she said this on the stand when the supposed tape came out, right? When the homegirl said they was in high school. They was like middle. They were like 16. So hold on, somebody lying. Let's finish.
The tape went around. I was at a private high school, and the tape went around to our public high school where we lived. And after school one day, and I was up there, and it got exposed, right? And she was hysterical, and everyone had seen the tape, and anyone who knew her knew it was her. There was no denying it was her. And also no denying that you knew how old she was, because she was actually, I think she was a year younger than me. So I knew exactly how old she was, even if the tape was that year, which it was obviously was about 2 years old at this point, but it had just gotten, kind of put out there. And that was our first time even knowing that anything was going on. We just thought he was her godfather. He was always around. She was always hanging out with him. I mean, us as young girls, we weren't thinking about it. I mean, we were playing ball. We were, enjoying the pizza party, the parties he put on. I mean, we just had no idea.
Okay, let's shift over. Yesterday I saw This is Sean Davies Way's. Oh Lord, I hate even saying this. This Sean Davies Way breakdown of what happened in court.
Everything that I want to say today.
Hold on.
In court video. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to your boy Sean Davies Way. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe as usual, and hit that bell if you would like to be notified. Coming to you with a short video. Sparkle, the madam herself, has came out and decided to respond to all of these allegations that her niece Reshona has been stating in court. Now, she just can't take it. All of the people have been hitting her up in her DMs and on posts, letting her know that she is wrong for allegedly what Reshona stated in court. Of course, Sparkle says it's a lie, but a hit dog will holler. So here's Sparkle's rebuttal for myself and all of the other people that believe Reshona.
Sparkle. Have my phone here because I have notes that I want to make sure that I say everything that I want to say today. And forgive the bolting of the jets overhead. We have the air water show here. I want to put a few things in context. I'm letting those who really know, support, and love me know that this is a family feud. Yesterday was a day I didn't think I'd ever see. Nevertheless, at this point, I'm pretty much prepared for anything. After I learned my niece was cooperating with the investigators, I prayed and I thanked God. Also, I did some thinking, as I often do, throughout this whole process. Asked myself, if I were them, what could be said that legitimately make this make sense and spare them from crazy? My answer is nothing. Knowing that there's no right answer to explain their ongoing actions and years of support for Robert once learning about that tape, the clear plan is to try to take me down because I've been so vocal. I knew that there was some anger and resentment.
Pause. What she's clearly saying, and I said I'm going to break it down, is that Reshona and Reshona mama is angry at her because she's been vocal about this. Watch this. This is what she's saying. She's saying that Reshona is lying on the stand about her, but she's telling the truth on the stand about Robert. My question would be, how is it possible that when it comes to you it's a lie, but about Robert is the truth? Let's finish.
Because of my stance, which is why I'm like, okay, they're going to handle it their way, and I'm going to handle it my way. And I was thinking, one day, my niece will be older and we'll have a real heart-to-heart conversation. And there's no expiration on this concept, but I'm very clear that day ain't close.
Mind you, she said that day ain't close because her niece is not making her to be the good person. Let's go.
I know us speaking privately and candidly to her looks like betrayal of her mother. But now being an adult, I was hoping she was closer to being more independent thinking at this point. Yesterday, my niece absolutely doing the will of her mom. This is another form of the terrible decision making of her mom. And in my opinion, the unfortunate continuing allegiance to Robert.
Pause. I want to know if anybody see the Bull Sugar Honey Iced Tea. Because Sparkle is saying that Reshona is doing the bidding of her mother and not of her. So, what is Sparkle alleging to? Stay tuned. I'm going to reveal it. Just listen.
As the youngest of the group, and all I've ever known was family and community. So I operated from that space from the beginning of my career by bringing them in to show them that it was not just about me, but about us getting this record deal that I was about to get. We were a gospel group just years prior, so me thinking about them for them was partly programmed in me, all I knew. Again, because Robert was given the opportunity to have his own imprint record label, I introduced my sister, my brother-in-law, and my niece to Robert at CRC Studios in '97 in hopes of landing my niece a career as an artist in this industry. Not a concert, as she testified. I didn't stop there. I asked Robert to check out my brother-in-law, who played the guitar, and other family members in hopes he'd assist them with their musical careers as well. I'm saying this again to say not all that you heard yesterday from my niece is true. I don't want to hinder this legal process.
Pay attention. Not all that you heard from my niece was true. Oh, let's go.
Says I don't, but to testify that I had my niece sit on Robert's lap and rub his head and have her ask him to be her godfather is an absolute fucking lie.
Now pause. I want y'all to understand something. For y'all that don't understand what just happened, I want y'all to pay attention to Sparkle get hot and bothered real quick. And she start rubbing her thigh. Pay attention. Watch this.
And rub his head and have her ask him to be her godfather is an absolute fucking lie. You all cannot imagine the hurt that comes from pain caused by the people that you live and are willing to die for. Another lie. Robert and I were never in a romantic relationship. Never. To show you sabotage is a highly priority within them. If Robert and I were in a romantic relationship, you and your mom was cool allowing you to start a relationship with him, again, no right answers for their actions.
Oh, she just threw Reshona mother under the bus and said her mother was cool to let Reshona start a relationship with him. Oh, it's about to get deep. It's about to get deep. Let's go.
This journey of mine, I started with the greatest of intentions, and all I've gotten from it is hell. This is not how we were raised, and it has fucked up family names, relationships, and the death, allegedly. Enough is enough. I've endured being not believed before, so my niece's false statements don't bother me as much as her mindset and willingness to tell the lies. I'm certain it's from her mom. Certain. But she's now old enough to start bearing some level of responsibility of her actions. I love her more than life itself. So this is all I'm going to say regarding her and her mother, unless I have to.
Well, there you have it. No accountability.
Wow. Well, here it is. Let's go here. I'm just going to let the cat out the bag. Sparkle was sleeping with Robert. So was Reshona's mom. But nobody want to get in the line of fire because the first thing they're going to say is, you allowed this to happen. You allowed this to happen. Sparkle, let's put it in record. Sparkle set this whole thing up. And if y'all stay here long enough, and you're going to hear it, because I'm going to play it again. I've been playing it for the last 2 nights. Sparkle set this whole thing up because Robert wouldn't do business with her or deal with her on no levels. Now, what I'm trying to say is people want to gravitate to one thing. Oh, Reshona coming out with a book. That's the girl on the tape. Okay. What if I can tell you and then turn around and show you that Reshona It's not the young lady on the infamous P tape. So here's where you catch them all up in their snare trap, right? Old Cove said, you have to believe the victims, right? You have to believe the victims. If you don't, it's victim shaming. R. Kelly's a man, you can't believe R. Kelly. So I sat back and I said, you have to believe the victims because the victims are telling their story. So that means that you guys believe that the victims are telling the truth, right? My question would be, would a victim have a motive to lie? Would a victim have a motive to lie? Some people say yes. Some people say no. But if you trying to do what you're trying to do and you trying to get there and Robert is crashing all of y'all and see, here's the crazy part. There's no physical proof that Robert smashed Reshona when she was young. There's no physical proof. It's only hearsay. So if we're going off hearsay, right? What about what the court say? Because the court say you can't go off of hearsay. Oh, hold on. You're live on the Dana J Show. How can I help you? Hold on. You're live on the Dana J Show. How can I help you?
This is Sharon Wimbush. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. I saw that you were talking about Reshona, and I just wanted to add some context.
Okay.
I wanted to make sure everybody paid attention to the interview that she did with CBS this morning and look at how well crafted that was. She has on a very expensive suit, professional makeup, professional hair, professional nails. She didn't have any money when they had the trial in Illinois, because she got Section 8. And she was promised $14 million. The judge denied her the $14 million.
Was it $14 million or $20 million?
Whatever. If it was over $5, the judge denied it.
Right.
So the fact that the judge heard all the evidence, heard everyone's testimony, heard all the conspiracy stuff and Lisa Van Allen and all these other people, and then denied this person restitution, $14 million to $20 million, says the judge thought it was bullshit. And then what was Rob's sentence? 19 years concurrent, and he was available for parole in 3 years.
Right.
Or somewhere there, I forgot after all this time, but in other words, the judge was saying, basically, if you can get out of New York, you can be on parole from this.
Right.
So the judge is telling you what he thought. Now, that judge has since passed away, but I want the people that support R. Kelly and the people that follow R. Kelly and the people that still believe in him to pay attention to the court documents and what the judge's decision was. The judge did not give her restitution, and the judge gave Robert 19 years concurrent with what New York was, which means you get rid of New York, you can be up for parole in less than 3 years. And had Robert taken classes and all of that, it could have been a year. So the judge's decision is telling you what he thought. was the severity of this case. And all of the things he heard, how much she loved Rob, how much she was pursuing him, how even after R. Kelly, she was calling him and asking, was he okay? The judge heard all of that. The judge heard her mother get on the stand and Bonjean ask her if she had a sexual relationship with Robert. All of Robert's fans, everywhere you see somebody posting about this, you need to flood the comments and flood all these media outlets and let them know. Val was having sex with Robert. Reshona was having sex with him. Drea had sex with Reshona when he was grown. I mean, Sparkle, Val, Reshona, and Drea. And then Reshona with Drea when she was grown. So we don't know if or when anything happens because we are only having one person's account. And her aunt said when she was on the stand, she was lying. Both things can't be true. She denied it in a subpoena. Then she said they threatened her, so she was forced to testify. Then she was telling him she loved him. Then she was saying, she's whatever. So she hasn't been consistent in her story. She's lied all over the place. The judge heard all of that, and the judge denied her restitution. But the most important thing you need to know is somebody is financially backing her right now. And I believe it's the Me Too movement. They wanted Cassie to be the face of the Me Too movement when they lost that part of the Diddy trial. And then all the sex workers were coming out talking about Cassie's eager participation in the freak-offs. She could no longer be the face. They figured Reshona never said anything. Nobody had ever heard from her. Somebody with money got to her after the Cassie thing and said, we'll fund everything.
So, Sharon, question. Why would they pick Reshona and not Azriel? Because both of them name was Jane.
Well, nobody really considered Azriel a real victim because she was sitting with Robert in the Gayle King interview. She put all those sexual pictures up of herself. She didn't promote herself well. So, if they're going to back you, they want somebody that they can fix up. And look at how they dressed Reshona up. And that's why somebody with money, power, and influence is doing this. A female. My guess is Oprah or Gayle King, if I had to guess. And then the Me Too movement. They want her to be the face of it. And so they put her together, got her with a publicist. She got those questions in advance. I don't know if you showed that interview, the CBS interview.
Not yet.
But pay attention to the questions she's being asked, how she's answering, and she's giving perfect answers as if she's memorized them. If somebody asks you a question and you're not, clear on what they're about to ask, you've got to pause, you've got to think, you've got to look up. You're going to be saying, you know what I'm saying? It's going to show that this was not rehearsed. She's answering those questions so flawlessly. There's no there's no duh. She's not looking down like she's got to think about what her answer is. She's spouting it off as if she's reading from a teleprompter. It's very robotic. It's very rehearsed. They rehearsed her very well for this. So this is a performance. This is an Oscar-winning performance.
So let me ask you this. Do you think that this could be a hindrance for Rob and a distraction to divert people away from the fact that this new judge has granted, if Bo Brindley put the right paperwork in and put the right brief in, Robert gets a new trial and they don't want him to get a new trial in Chicago?
I don't think it will affect that.
Okay.
I don't think it will affect that because she's already testified. And Bo Brindley was the lawyer on that case. He was McDavid's lawyer, but he has all the transcripts, all the testimony. He knows that case.
Right.
And he also has the judge's decision. So he has a lot of ammunition to combat this with. I don't think this is so much about Robert as it is about the movement.
Okay.
And her being the face, and now they're going to take down more people. They didn't have anybody that was the face. And this is backed by Black women, I'll bet you. And backed by rich, powerful Black women. And I would, if I had to guess, I would say Oprah and Gayle.
Okay. Okay.
But Robert's fans, whoever still supports him, you know what the transcripts say. You know what the judge's decision is. And you have to use that information. Don't say she's lying. Don't say any of that. Just put up what was in the court documents. This is what was said in court. Her mother testified that she was having sex with Robert. Her aunt testified she was having sex with him. Reshona testified her aunt was sexually involved with him. 3 females in that family were sexually involved with R. Kelly all at the same time. Just tell the public the truth. Just like the sex workers that came out and told the truth about Cassie, all Robert Kelly's fans have to do is tell the truth about what we know happened, what happened in the court. But the most important thing is the judge denied her restitution. The judge gave Robert a very light sentence. That was light.
1 year? Yeah.
Yeah, concurrent with that, and you're eligible for parole in this amount of time. I think it was 3 years. If he would have taken classes and did all the psychological work, he would have been out in 1.5 years. And he had already served that time, so he would have been released because of time served.
Right.
The judge's decision tells you what he thought of her testimony.
Right, because he said he's not going to override New York because New York went first.
That's right. That's right. So basically, he was giving Robert and his attorneys an opportunity to appeal New York. And if they could have gotten that appeal done, Rob would have gotten out.
Facts.
You see?
Facts.
So you got to look at, don't get in the gutter and say things that just make Rob look bad. Tell the truth. Put the truth out there and do as much saturating of that information as they're doing.
Right. And like I said, there's nobody that can vouch and say that Robert and Reshona were sleeping with each other when they was underage. But I do know when they was over age and of age, then yeah, but they all slept with each other.
There's no proof. And remember, Bo Brindley had that sheet in his information where the FBI said they cannot verify who is in the tape, the age, or anything else. So all we have to go on is her saying it's her. And 14 million is serious motivation.
That's what I've been telling folks. 14 to 20 million, and I ain't never had nothing, and you giving me unlimited Section 8, and you giving me unlimited food stamps, and 14 to 20 million. Oh yeah, but that nigga did it.
Yeah, that was me.
And you relocated me and my family to to LA from Chicago. Oh yeah.
But most important, Rob ain't fucking with me no more.
That part.
So Rob is not dealing with her anymore. He's not really communicating. He has a new girlfriends. And he's not really with her. Her family doesn't have access. And then really the shift came when he hit financial trouble.
Right.
So when he could no longer let them come to concerts, give them money, have them around him, it's like, what am I getting out of this? And then people come up to you and say, you're a victim. You should get millions. And they offer you 14 million. 99.9% of people will take it.
Right.
But keep in mind, Priscilla Presley at 14 moved in with Elvis. And that was her choice.
She married Elvis at 13.
She didn't marry him. She married him at 20. But she said she was sleeping in the bed with him. They were doing everything but penetration. She put that in her book. That book was published. She sat in front of Barbara Walters and said that. And the thing is, at that time, nobody was playing victim. She was proud that she had been with him. She was proud to say, I traveled with him. I was this age. He'd give me pills at night. I'd wake up. I'd go to school dizzy. I'd come home and climb into bed with him. Nobody said a word. And when you are a rock star, young females are listening to your music. They're fantasizing about you. They're chasing you around. They did it with the Jackson 5. They did it with the Rolling Stones. They did it with Mick Jagger. Anybody that's in the music industry, you have the people that are buying your music, which are the 13, 14, 15-year-olds on up to 35, who are listening to that. And Rob's music is sexual. So you got the mother lusting after him. You got Sparkle lusting after him. And you heard Reshona say in the interview, she was coming into her womanhood. She was starting to feel things she had never felt. So she's listening to this sexual music. She's talking to her girlfriends at school. I don't know what happened, but I do know you learned how to say no at the age of 2. Can you get a 2-year-old to eat broccoli if they don't want to do it?
No.
Could you get a 2-year-old to go to bed if they're not ready to go to bed?
No.
Can you get a 2-year-old to share their toys if that's not what they want to do?
No.
What are they going to do? They're going to throw a temper tantrum, scream, yell, and throw a fit. So if at 14, you know how to say no. You know how to tell your parents.
Right. So I got a question for you, Sharon.
Sure.
Everybody in New York had herpes, but nobody in Chicago had herpes. How is that possible?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
How is it that everybody caught herpes except for Reshona?
There you go. Yeah. See, these are the things you have to bring to the forefront.
That's my question.
Yeah.
And nobody can answer that.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
But I have the video that explains why Robert Kelly had to take Veltrax.
Well, the doctor never even examined him.
No.
He talked to him on the phone.
No. I ain't talking about that doctor. I got the video of when Robert explains why he had to take Veltrax. Probably for the rest of his life.
Okay.
And see, and these are the points that I made, and people wanted to overlook. Oh no, the doctor said he had herpes. The doctor never said he had herpes.
It doesn't matter what the doctor said. He said, I never physically saw him, and he never ran labs.
Right.
So he just, what do you have? Oh, and what else is going on? I think this might be what it is. I'll write you a prescription.
So I got another question, Sharon.
Yeah.
How do you try to give somebody herpes?
Anybody that is, herpes is so common, and that's why.
No, Sharon, listen to the way I'm asking it.
How do you try? I don't even understand what you tell me what you mean.
Faith Mama came out and said, Faith does not have vaginal herpes. Faith does not have herpes, but R. Kelly tried to give her herpes, and she don't care. He tried to give her herpes, so therefore he have herpes. How is that possible?
Right.
Because either you get herpes or you don't.
What she was saying was he knew he had herpes. He had unprotected sex, so he was deliberately and consciously trying to infect her, or didn't care if she got infected.
Okay, watch this. That's not what she said in court in New York. She said, I have contracted herpes from Robert Sylvester Kelly, and I got to take medicine. But then she get on. Why
did her mother say she didn't have it?
That's the whole point that I'm making. They all lied.
Okay. Yeah, we know that. And so the key is for everybody, they can't just say it on your channel. They have to say it everywhere where it's being posted. You have to saturate the comments of everybody that's going live, everybody that's doing videos, especially every news organization. This is where R. Kelly fans need to be active. And they need to get involved and do the work. You tell the truth of what happened in the courtroom. You talk about, and since this is going to be a media blitz for her, she's just getting started. They are going to saturate the media with her story. And it is we're working on something. We're cooking. Don't worry about that. Brindley he's going to see Rob on Friday. And so there's some things that we have in play. Can't talk about it. Not going to talk
Don't
about
talk
it.
about it.
But the other thing I wanted to say is for the clowns that keep saying Robert is in protective custody.
No, he's not.
He's not.
He's been in population for a great while now.
Yeah, he's been out. So if you know, you know. But the idiots that want, he's going to be there he's been out. And if you had any contact with anybody close to the situation, you would have known that.
That part.
So, you have people saying things and spreading misinformation because, they're the guilty parties or they have their hands in this some kind of way.
But Ms. Toy, Sharon, and Ms. Toy said she also stated her dad didn't say anything because Kels was threatening to kill himself, but her daddy continued to work for him, but stated at her dad's funeral she was a daddy's girl. She's lying.
Well, of course she's lying, but here's the key. They all stayed around. They all came around. And she was contacting him saying, I love you. Yeah. I love you. Don't let the devil win. That was after surviving R. Kelly.
Yep.
So you guys need to show the text messages, and you show them all over the place. You don't just talk about it on the channels, in this bubble. You got to get out of this bubble and spread it as much as you can.
Oh, I'm doing that, but I'm just a one-man army.
You got to be real good at dropping comments and just saturating. Drea was having sex with Reshona. Her mother was having sex with him. Sparkle was having sex with him. The judge denied her restitution. The judge gave him the lightest sentence of all of his proceedings. And it was only her testimony. Why would a judge do that if he thought she was this, oh my God, you poor girl, you were sleeping in a closet. And that was when she was 19 or 20. You don't have sense enough to get out of a fucking closet? That's like Reshona. I mean, with Azriel, you stupid enough to eat shit in the cup? Don't blame him for your stupidity.
Everybody know that girl ain't eat shit.
And if you stupid enough to sleep in a closet, shame on you. Oh, I was in the closet and my dad would give the secret knock and make sure I'm open. Your daddy let you sleep in a closet? All of y'all need y'all ass whooped.
And your daddy snuck you food? Like, come on, stop.
Right. We had the secret knock. They'd sneak me food. You're 19 or 20 years old. Now, you guys have to follow the timeline. She said he told her at 17 the tape was coming out. So, you 17, 18, 19, at the point that you are, according to her, living with him. And you don't, it's, come on.
It's not making sense.
I was so in love. If you were in love, then you were in love. And see, the difference is before Me Too, females were having sex at 14, 15, 16 with guys 10 years older than them because they wanted to be taken care of financially. This has been going on since the beginning of time. And let me share this with you. For those of you that know, I did work in Robert's home. I do know Reshona. I do know her mother. And I've been around Reshona once a week, the times that I was working for Robert, which was, I think, early 1998 until around 2002, somewhere there. So I saw her on a weekly basis. She would sit in the kitchen with me while I was preparing food. Her mother would talk to her on the phone. I then thought her mother was coaching her to do something because Reshona would be so quiet. I'm fixing the food. I'm not really paying attention to her. But I would notice that she was so quiet. I would look over and I would see she still had the phone to her ear. And then I would hear her say, uh-huh, uh-huh. So her mother was giving her instructions. And I had the intuition that said, her mother was telling her some stuff to do. So I believe it was her mother that told her to sit on his lap, rub his head, and ask him to be her godfather. I don't believe Sparkle said that. I believe Val said that. And the other thing you want to pay attention to is in the interview that she gave to Rolling Stone, she said, I wasn't allowed to look on social media. Social media wasn't out at that time.
That part.
That's a lie. You see what I'm saying?
That part.
So those are the things you got to catch, and you have to call out the lies. She said that in big bold print. He kept me so isolated, I was not allowed to look on social media. Social media didn't get going until like 10 years ago. And she was 17, 18, 19, 20 when she was last with him. And
she's 43 now.
Correct. So there was no social media back when she was involved with him. So what do you mean I couldn't get on social media? He didn't allow me to look at things. No.
So that means she lied to get with the program, talking about she was 12. And it's like, even on the stand, and she didn't know what age that it actually supposed to have started. And that's why I believe she got immunity.
Well, here's the thing. She has no proof of anything that she's saying. So did it start at 13? Did it start at 19? Who knows? Nobody knows. But that's why you have to call out all the lies. You don't have to say you're a liar. Point out the lies. She said she couldn't get on social media. Social media wasn't even out then. Her aunt called her a lie on the stand. She said this and this year, and then she said this. She said she was, I was just a victim. But why did you tell him you loved him all the way up until he went into jail?
Why was you putting money on his books when he was in jail?
Go. Right. And that's on his commissary.
Right.
That's a good point. I got to tell Brindley that.
And you was putting thousands of dollars on his books. Where did you get it from?
Not only where did she get it, but why were you doing it?
That part.
If you were so distraught after watching Surviving R. Kelly, and oh my God, because I didn't say anything, these other people were allowed to be victimized. Why are you trying to call him? Why are you putting money on his books?
But see,
the only way that Tasha K could have had her information, and Tasha K told us that, Reshona Landfair is putting money on his books because she had his jail records.
But see, not just that, Larry exposed back when Team Truth was around that Reshona was talking to Larry in the groups.
Well,
and because she was supposed to have, and she supposed to have wanted, and she supposed to have had I guess had a talk with Angelo, but what was said was Larry blocked Reshona from talking to Angelo, and he only wanted her to talk to him.
Well, at the end,
I don't know how true that is, but that's what I was told earlier today.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. What matters is...
But now you got me thinking, Sharon, because now it makes sense why they wanted me to take down the funeral. Because, I streamed the funeral live.
And who wanted you to take it down?
I'm not going to say that on the airwaves.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't Robert.
Okay.
The other money man said that he got a call from a land fair. So it's things that don't make sense. So, but knowing me, I didn't delete it. I just put it on private.
Right. Well, what you have to do, and everybody that supports Robert and still believes in him, expose the lies, stay laser focused on the truth, and just, keep beating the drum of that.
Well, me doing it by myself, a conquer there go, they wanted to taint me so people can't listen, but I'm gonna keep talking anyway. And because all of their information came from me. So whether people believe I'm tainted or not, guess what? You're gonna hear my voice because you ain't gonna silence me.
Well, the truth always has a way of rising to the top.
Yep.
Like, Cuckoo Dodo Bird keeps saying, I'm the one that told Keith to fire the lawyers.
Yeah.
I'm going to need you to show me proof of that. Because one thing everybody knows about Sharon Wimbush, she says shit over and over and over and over. So if I would have said that, wouldn't I have done videos on it back then?
Well,
wouldn't I have said Rob needs to fire his lawyers?
Well,
you don't have anything with me saying that.
Well, we know when Sharon Wimbush get mad, she do videos over and over, even if they ain't true. Because Sylvia gave you some intel talking about I was sleeping in a lobby. Come on, really?
Basically, she was saying you were just there 24 hours. So, I don't know.
But then she would come and tell me, Sharon don't know what she's talking about. She's lying on me, Dana. You know I don't talk like that. I said, man, I don't know you.
Well, we all know Sylvia's a liar, so the lying Christian.
But then when I heard the audio about them talking about Sharon, Dana don't support us, and you talking about why you need him, I said, what the hell is going on? I don't mess with them. I've been said I'm done.
My whole point to them was, do the fucking work. Why are you calling me with this bullshit? And you trying to put a rally on? That was my point. Don't call me with stupid shit.
Their whole thing, they was hoping that you was going to talk to me about doing a rally with them. No, I'm not. I said it. I'm bowing out of that one.
Yeah.
And because it didn't make sense. Gucci scamming. They backing Gucci scamming just so he can get some Chinese food. And then they talking about, oh yeah, there's stuff all on the radio. I called the news station. I called the radio stations. And they was like, nah, yo, we don't got nothing talking about no rally at Fort Greene.
There wasn't one advertisement played. There wasn't a newspaper post. There was nothing.
Right.
They took everybody's money, then showed themselves in a townhouse, drinking all the finest liquor, doing hookah, and then told people, when you give your money to the church, can you get it back? And basically, fuck you. We got your money. Push on.
And then,
I was like, hey.
And then turned around and said, yeah, we can tell you the money is for Robert, but when it hit my page, that don't have Robert name on it. That don't have Dana name on it. That got Sylvia name. So that's my money. I said, woo.
Yeah, they were gangster once they got the money.
Woo.
They were gangster once they got it. But everybody just stay focused. If you're for Robert, be for Robert, and spread the truth of what happened in the case. Spread the evidence that came out in court, and just saturate as many places as you can with that to keep it in the forefront. Don't let these people get away with lies. Don't lose focus. Don't get caught up in the tears and the Oscar award-winning performance. It's all bullshit.
Right, and Mr. Glenn
didn't believe.
Right, and Mr. Glenn just said, remember, Reshona said, even after the tape got out and Kel sent them out the country, they let her get a tattoo of his name on her. Make this make sense. Free Kels.
Yeah, I mean, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. She was a young girl who made a decision, and everybody should take responsibility for their decisions. I don't care how old they are. If a 14-year-old shoots your family member in the head, do you want them prosecuted?
Yeah.
Or are you going to let them go because, they're 14, they can't make a decision? Bullshit.
Oh, no, I want them prosecuted.
Yeah. So if you're old enough to make the decision to take your panties off, you're old enough to deal with the consequences. If he's got to take responsibility, and he is, everybody needs to take responsibility. That's my point.
That part.
He's in jail. He's lost his career. He served 7 years. You're not gonna, walk away and say, I bear no responsibility. You absolutely bear responsibility. If it's something you didn't want to do, you had the responsibility to say no, or to tell your parents, or to tell somebody and say, this person is pressuring me. You didn't do that.
Right.
You told your friends, y'all giggled, ooh, he fine, ooh, he cute, ooh, that's going to be my boyfriend. And you did what a lot of 14, 15, 16-year-olds do. Take responsibility for that. And you liked it all the way up until he was arrested and he wasn't calling you and he was fading you.
Right.
He was ghosting you. And then they got in your ear and said, you're a victim. And that's worth $14 million. And you got a young baby and the daddy you can't find. So, okay, I'm a victim. 10 years ago, women weren't saying that.
Yeah.
Little Kim ain't calling herself a victim, and she was with Biggie when she was 15. Mayte Garcia was living with Prince when she was 14. Yeah. Has never referred to herself as a victim. We can go down the list of females at 14, 15, 16 that were running around with a guy in his 20s. It happens all the time. But in this Me Too era, they're reframing stories, retelling stories, telling females who made choices and decisions, you are now victims. This person should have known better. How is he supposed to know better? He's new to fame. He was sexually abused. He's singing sexual songs, and he's got all these people chasing him, hunting him, preying on him to have sex with him, to get close to his fame, his fortune, his money, to get what they can get from him. Isn't he the victim?
Yeah.
So he's supposed to know. He grew up in the hood. He grew up on the south side of Chicago, abused by a sister, abused by a neighbor. He is thrust into fame at the age of 22, 23. And then he makes it to the highest levels. And now he's got women. Well, they were doing it back with Demetrius, chasing him around in the car, following him, willing to do anything.
But I ain't gonna lie, Johnny like underage girls. Johnny like them young. So, but
I think people don't discriminate.
Right, but
people do not discriminate. Nature tells all females in every species, when you bleed, you are ripe for procreation. That's what nature says. That's what God says. That's what a period is. A period means you are now ripe to procreate. That you have the maturity physically to give birth to a child. And the only way you can give birth is by having sex. God says that. Nature says that. Universal forces say that. And it's in every species. So if you look at the age of consent, it varies from city to city, state to state, country to country, continent to continent. Man decides we're going to do this based on this religious edict. It doesn't mean that's God's law. God's law says if you bleed, you're ready. And you don't see monkeys and elephants and animals in the wild saying, oh no, get away, I'm not 18 yet. No, they start chasing each other around and doing what they do. But because we have religion and we have all of these other things that have programmed our minds and made females feel guilty and shameful because of their sexuality, the world wants to say we have to protect them. They should not be doing this. But the women's lib in 1970, that was the burning of the bras, the sexual revolution. We are in control of our bodies. Don't tell us what to do with our bodies. You can't have it both ways. You can't be a victim and powerful and don't want to be told what to do with your body. Isn't that why they're protesting Roe versus Wade and the abortion laws and all of that? Do not tell us what to do with our bodies. Well, if you decide to have sex with somebody and you're 14, 15, 16, 17, and they're coming along and saying you're a victim, isn't that them telling you what you can do with your body?
Right.
So which one is it? Either you want to be powerful and in control, or you want to be weak and a victim. You can't be both at the same time. Choose one and ride it out. And all of these females loved their decision, loved their choice, until he had no more money and fame and they couldn't get anything else out of him. And then they all flipped to, I'm a victim. And I don't care for that. You don't use a situation and then try to squeeze money out of it. Made a decision, and she was 14, but she knew how to say no.
But the question is, did she have sex with him when she was 14?
Precisely. Exactly.
15, 16, 17, 18. We know she had sex with him when she was 19 because it was a threesome
with Drea.
Drea. But also, since they told us that we got to believe the victims, I guess when I show what I'm about to show, I guess we all got to believe the victims. Because I got something that one of the victims said, which solely contradicts the fact that Reshona is on that tape.
Yeah.
I never said she wasn't on a tape, but she's not the one on a P tape.
You couldn't tell. It was, well, first of all, and this is what I want everybody that supports Robert to emphasize. Anybody that says they had that tape, anybody that says they watched that tape has committed 2 federal crimes. They were in possession of child porn and they've watched child porn. So if you're bragging about the fact that you had that sex tape, you watched that sex tape, you're admitting that you have committed 2 felonies and you were in possession of child porn, you watched child porn, and you need to be arrested.
So Don Lemon need to be arrested again then, right?
Every last one of them.
Because Don Lemon came public and said he watched the video.
Everybody that said they watched the video. Everybody in this R. Kelly sector that says they watched it. Everybody that's going on these videos and say, oh, I saw the tape. Yeah, that was her. Then you're guilty of 2 felonies and you need to be listed as a fucking sexual predator yourself. What you're saying is you're guilty. You can't have it both ways.
Right. And Kelly Price even said that Reshona never said nothing like this. And Kelly was close to Reshona.
The greatest ammunition we have is the judge's response. There is nothing more powerful than how he responded.
Oh, no. Sharon, when I say once you get off, just stay looking. Because I'm about to show the darkroom photos.
Okay.
The darkroom photos don't lie.
Okay. Just ask anybody, do they have any questions for me?
Do anybody have any questions for Sharon?
Before I jump off.
It seems like Sharon had a change of heart for help.
Huh?
Hold on. And Teresa said it seems like Sharon had a change of heart for help taking down Robert after he fired her. Huh?
I never took down Robert. He never fired me. I don't know what the fuck you talking about, Teresa. Next.
Max Day said that means the government should be locked up too and for watching the video.
Well, it's their job to look at evidence. So anybody in a official capacity who is law enforcement has to watch it because they are trying to find evidence of the crime. But anybody other than that, lay people, and if you went and sought it out, ooh, I heard this is this, you went and bought it, you downloaded it, you did that, you have committed 2 felonies. So keep the crimes in their face.
Toy said that's why the tape was bootleg. Yep, I agree with that one.
And if you were in possession of it, you're a criminal and you committed 2 felonies. And so all those people over there boo-hooing, snotting, and snorting, they're all criminals.
And that's why Keith and who's that? Keith and what's that boy name? Keith and Keith Morrell and what is that other guy? Chuck. That's why they got immunity.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just keep your eye on the ball, pay attention to what's really going on, and make sure that you focus on the truth and the facts, and don't get sidetracked with the production of the book, the production of her interviews, and the production of her well-crafted answers.
Right.
She was rehearsed. She was practiced. She's backed by somebody with money, some group with money. They want her to be the face of the Me Too movement so they can keep destroying heterosexual men with power and money so that the rainbow community can take over and women can lead. This is a well-orchestrated plan. Cassie was supposed to be the face. They didn't win in New York, and then the sex workers talked about her so bad, they couldn't use her. So now they're going to Reshona. But we have enough of the truth. We have enough of the court documents. And most importantly, we have the judge's response to her with which to saturate the public with and get a balanced story out here.
Nana and Neen said, what can be done to the parents?
We can't focus on that right now. Our job is to get Robert out, get him protected, and keep the truth in front of people. And as long as we tell the truth, that will be taken care of. But we want the truth to rise. And the truth is, everybody had some involvement. Everybody wanted to get close to a superstar to get what they could get off of him and out of him.
And J-Rock said nobody has ever asked why did that sex tape get leaked 6 months after Aaliyah died?
Because Barry Hankerson was fired and he was pissed. And Sparkle found out about Drea. Remember, you guys, I told you I worked in his house, and the day that Sparkle came over with the see-through skirt on, and her and the other girl went up to the bedroom with Robert and didn't come out, Sparkle thought she was going to be the wife and the mother of his kids.
Pause.
And Robert
Pause,
was
Sharon.
married.
Pause, Sharon. Hold on. Me and you haven't talked in almost a year, right?
I guess, yeah.
Okay. So I played Ed Jensen's findings, right? And I played that for the last 2 days straight. Everything you just said, minus a couple things about going up in a room, Ed Jensen said about Sparkle.
Yeah, Daryl McDavid knew. And Daryl McDavid is the person that hired Ed Jensen. So everybody in Rob's inner circle knew he was married. But Robert did not make it public. And Sparkle, clearly she had been to the house before because she seemed to, I'm in the kitchen and I'm just looking at how they're moving around. But Robert was showing them the house. And Sparkle was looking around like she was trying to see if somebody else was there.
All right, so watch this. I know the truth. I know the answers, but I have to ask you.
Okay.
Robert have control over everything he do in every aspect of his house, right?
Uh-huh.
So is it uncommon for a man to have rules and for people to follow when they come into his home?
Let me be real clear. Robert had an estate.
Right.
He didn't have a home. He had an estate. And he worked from his home. He worked from the studio. He worked on the tour bus. From the time he woke up to the time he went to sleep, he's having meetings. And those meetings are going to happen wherever he is. He is R. Kelly. He is famous. So if I'm at the studio and I've got these guys coming over, I don't want the females in my house running around in sexy, skimpy clothes and having these guys look at them. So, of course, he told them, wear baggy clothes because I got a house full of men coming in here. And he would have the dancers there rehearsing and practicing either for videos or the tour or whatever they were doing. Or just they were there spending the night with Drea and they were doing their freak out shit. I don't know. But I do know that the dancers would be there. It would be Drea and China and whoever else was over. And they would have on baggy clothes. But I understood, and because I worked in his home, I saw how he operated, that it was because he had a bed coming in and out of there. You got the gardener, you got the guy coming to fix the cars, you got his friends coming over, you got all kinds of males, and they know Rob's get down. So he don't want them looking at the women and, ooh, look at, he doesn't want that. So wear baggy clothes. Yes, they did have to knock. Yes, they did have to stomp. He's having sensitive meetings. He's not locked, okay, let's go behind this closed door. Robert's house, the living room was always huge. He had various rooms with various things in them. And he would set up people in this area to talk about this. This 2 or 3 people are over here. We're going to talk about this. And he would have maybe 5 different groups set up in 5 different locations, and they're talking about a video, they're talking about a music album that's coming out, they're talking about an award show, whatever they're doing, it's music, it's money, and he doesn't want people hearing what he's doing. So he doesn't want you to just walk into a room quietly and now you've heard something sensitive.
Right.
So he would tell people that. I remember one time he was down by the bar area and I just walked in and he was previewing the Celine Dion video, I'm Your Angel.
Right.
And that's how I know there was another cut other than the one that they showed. And I saw it and it was such a beautiful video. I just kept looking at it and he's looking at me and he's getting pissed because no one was supposed to see it. And he got mad. I just either gave him whatever I was giving him or said whatever I had to say. But when I walked out, he slammed the door, which said to me he didn't like me seeing the video.
So that also debunks the fact that Reshona talked about she eavesdropped on Robert conversation. How is that possible?
You can. Yeah, you can.
And I told everybody that.
Yeah. So, and keep in mind, his rooms were like a suite in a Four Seasons hotel. Every room had a bathroom. Every room had a refrigerator. And it's your responsibility to keep that well stocked. So all of this, I had to knock and ask permission to go to the bathroom.
It's bullcrap.
It's bullcrap depending on where you are. But, okay, like, let's take an example of the studio.
I was just about to go there. I was just about to go there because I was just about to say every studio room had a different theme.
Right.
So therefore, if you in the studio and you in that theme, that means if you are placed in that theme, Robert have an idea for that theme, not to make you starve, not to make you sit, not to make you, be a sex toy. No, every studio have a theme, and that's how he got down. And he had his recording devices transported to that room, and then in that room, that's when he would record his songs.
But I want everybody to keep in mind, this man is laser focused on the music he's creating.
Right.
He doesn't have time to give you permission to go to the fucking bathroom. He doesn't have time to worry if you got some food to eat. That's your job. And if everybody had a cell phone. If you were hungry, call the fucking desk, say, can you order me some food? And they had orders to get food for people. He didn't feed me. It's not his fucking responsibility to feed your grown ass. You know you going over there, and you know you're going to spend the night. And if it's your second time, you know how he moves, you know how he rolls.
Right.
Fill your purse up full of Snickers and ho-hos or whatever the fuck you got to do, and make sure you got some shit to eat. Throw a hot dog in there, whatever. Because you know it's going to be a long night. he gonna have me sitting here waiting on him because he's fucking working.
But you know what, Sharon? He's R. Kelly.
That's right.
He shouldn't have people that got to stop. He should have filet mignon for when you come over there. And the reason why, I don't know, but you ain't on that man level.
He at the studio. He ain't got no. And let me be real clear. Robert himself didn't eat. Do you know how many times I fixed food? And he's had many conversations with me, Sharon, I'm not getting the food. Because by the time he gets there, everybody ate it up. And I'm like, Rob, the food is right here. You smelling it. How did you not get it?
Because everybody
eating. He's so laser focused on his work. That food would be smelling up the house because I'm a damn good cook. And he would go, Robert would come up, see the food, smell it. He'd see what I had. And he would go from meeting to meeting to meeting. He had very strong discipline. And then I guess his meetings would go till whatever, all hours of the night. And everybody else would have eaten. And there's nothing left for him. And so he would get mad about that. So he would tell them, don't eat my food.
And see,
not because he was starving them, but because y'all starving me.
And seeing
I'm paying for the shit, you know?
Right. And seeing the crazy thing, the only time Robert gets into like this carnivore type diet is when he trying to lose weight. And then he start creating shit like snake diets and stuff like that. Like he'll bust open a watermelon and then eat like a half of a watermelon and then be like, y'all can have the rest of it. Like, come on, bro. Wait a minute. What? And then that would be all that he would eat the whole day. So
but at the end of the day, he's not responsible for feeding your grown ass. That's your responsibility. And if you know the last time, like if you go to your grandmama's house and you know I come over here and she ain't ever got no food, it's your responsibility to stop at the store before you get there and load up all the shit you want. Let me get some chips. Let me get this. Let me get that. So that when you get there, you don't have to burden this man with food.
Right.
You a grown person with a cell phone. Feed your damn self.
King Cox said, King Cox said, do you know about a petition that they can sign, or if it's one we can start to help get this information out?
A petition is not going to get that done. You have to go on people's channels. And I mean, you can sign whatever. They got petitions. I see the petitions. A petition is not going to get him out of jail. You have to, you know, I'm working on some stuff. I'm not going to talk about it because that's why I'm moving in silence. And you guys haven't heard from me or seen me. But you can do whatever you want. You grown people. But the most effective thing you can do is in the comments of every video, post the truth. That's all. And saturate it. Tell the truth of the facts of what you know that happened in the court from their testimony, things that they've said, the lies that they've told. That's all you've got to do. Put the truth out there. And don't stay silent. Stay loud, stay vocal, but stay legal. You have a First Amendment right to free speech. You don't have to listen to bullshit. You don't have to buy into these victimization stories. You keep the truth of what you know at the forefront.
And
that's all.
And be prepared to get kicked out of chats like me.
And if you get kicked out, you go set up an account in another name and go back. That's all.
So question, Sharon. Last question. What do you think about all of the turncoats that turned on R. Kelly, like Phases, Sylvia, Levi, and all of them?
They're irrelevant. If you can't weather a storm, then I don't want you on my team anyway. Period. They weren't doing shit from the beginning. So you were dead weight from day one. Good riddance. Bye. You know, I don't pay attention to lazy motherfuckers that ain't did shit in 7 years. I do the work that I know I can do. I stay laser focused on what I'm doing. And I don't really look at what other people are doing. I try to give suggestions so that we're doing something smart. And I try to put information out there for people to use and take and repeat and spread. And you're doing what, you putting this information out as you do videos is educating people. It's giving them information so then they can spread it.
Right.
And they can go out and get the message. But everybody has a First Amendment right to free speech. You don't have to buy into a story just because somebody shed some tears and had on some nice makeup and somebody bought them a cute little outfit. The truth is the truth, lie is a lie, and bullshit is bullshit.
Facts.
So everybody needs to take responsibility for their actions. I don't give a damn how old you are. You learned how to say no at the age of 2. You knew how to tell your parents if you were doing something you didn't want to do. And plenty of 14, 15-year-olds across the world, all the way back to the beginning of time, have engaged in sex with people older than them. Nobody started calling themselves a victim until the Me Too and Time's Up movement started telling women, you're not strong, you're not independent, you don't get to make your choices. These big, bad, scary heterosexual men have toxic masculinity and they tricked you into sex. You're a victim and you need to sue them and take their money and destroy their life's work. And if you support that, okay. I don't support that. I've been alive too long. I've seen too much. And I know what the real is. I don't see a victim in any of this. I see people who made decisions and they were comfortable with their decisions until somebody said you can make 14 million.
That part.
So I don't see victims.
Okay.
Because you're not a victim for 10 fucking years. 1 or 2 times and you tried to fight and get away and you got the scars of fighting. Okay, you're a victim. I called the police. I told on them, you're not a victim. I'm on tour and I love you and let me put money on your books. And no, you're not a victim. And all of this, she didn't know, he brainwashed her. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Gotcha.
No. If you don't want to do something, you don't do it. That's all. If somebody doesn't have you handcuffed, and I've been around Robert, he ain't screaming, he ain't yelling, he's not demanding. All he has to do is ask. Because if you say no, it's a line of people behind you that will say yes. So he ain't worried about somebody saying, no, I don't want to do this. Okay. Next. People acquiesce because they want to be around him. People cave because they want to be around his fame, his money. You heard her say, I was in awe. Take responsibility for that. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't blame him because you and your broke-ass family wanted to ride his coattails of fame and fortune.
Facts.
Don't blame him for that.
Makes sense.
Take responsibility for it and own it. And there's nothing wrong with it. But now everybody sees I can get a payday. So it is what it is. Those that, everybody has a right to think however they want to think, believe whatever they want to believe. Facts. I've seen too much. I know too much. So I can't, fall for that shit.
Facts. Thank you for joining us, Sharon. I appreciate it. All right.
Okay. All right. Bye.
All right. Whew. Sharon Winbush came and dropped the bombshell. I told y'all I was in the middle of dropping them too, and I'm still gonna drop. Man, I was supposed to give myself a limit. I ain't giving myself a limit today because I got some bombshells that I need to drop. Now I was talking about the dark room. Y'all heard about certain pictures that I had about the dark room, right? And you heard Sharon say that they couldn't even identify. They couldn't even identify her or anybody on the videotape, right? Shout out to a certain person. I got to put these pictures back up here, and I'm glad you sent them to me. So you trying to tell me that that's Reshona? Is that what y'all trying to say? That that's Reshona right there? Is that what you really trying to say? Hold on. Let me give you another view. Let me give you another view. Hold on. Or you trying to tell me that this is Reshona? You trying to tell me that's Reshona too? Okay. Well, in a dark room, that's where they go and look at pictures and they go and see like what's in the pictures and stuff. And if you can see the line right here, it's like the contrast line that they really trying to, put up right here against the skin. And you can see that it's more than one facial layer right here. You can see right here is more than one facial layer. So if that was Reshona on a tape, then it wouldn't be more than one facial layer, right? There's another one. You can see the facial layer getting placed on, Birdie, because this is Birdie right here. And Birdie has admitted that was her. So let's look at another one real quick. For the very up close. You can clearly see the double facial features. You clearly can see it. And the contrast is right here under the blue light. You clearly can see the double facial features. So what kills me is when they say, we got to believe, nope. What kills me is when they say that was Reshona on a tape. But Damon says different. That's not R. Kelly. That's Damon Pryor. That's Lisa Van Allen. This is the piecing. This is the one that made it out there. The other one was Robert and Birdie. And I'm going to go get that interview too when she came on and yeah. So they say believe all victims. Right? And Sparkle said that she ain't do nothing wrong. Now watch this. This is the attorney. Shout out to Prima Donna. Attorney William Buddy Myers. Remember that. I want y'all to remember that because you're about to hear about this in like a few minutes. So this is attorney William Buddy Myers. He testified. He would say that the alleged victim's relatives contacted him about representation. Why was Sparkle called Buddy Myers about representation if she didn't set all this up to try to get R. Kelly hemmed up with the help of Cheryl Mack? So Buddy said, and that he was never in possession of the video. Myers' testimony would impeach Stephanie Sparkle Edwards, the alleged victim's aunt. Edwards testified that Myers contacted her. Hold on. Watch this. Why are the courts and the reporters using words? Thank you, Lex. Thank you, Lex. Lexton with the 10 piece, he said, thanks for the info, 100. So why would the reporters use the words like allege? Something ain't right. Because they don't know if it's Sparkle's niece on there. You really couldn't tell. But they say we got to believe all victims. So let's believe all victims, okay? Let's believe all victims. And what I'm saying about that is this right here. Lisa Van Allen, the prosecution's star witness in the 2008 case, testified that there was another unseen tape of her having a threesome with Kelly and the 14-year-old victim. Pause. If there's another unseen tape of her having a threesome with Kelly and an alleged 14-year-old victim, this is what she said on the stand before she got impeached. That means since Kelly went to jail, she should have went to jail too. Because at worst, that's statutory rape. At worst. So that means that Lisa Van Allen has committed a crime, if that was the case. So watch this. The tape of the alleged 14-year-old, Lisa is telling you that that's supposed to be 14-year-old on a tape. And then Birdie came out and said it was her. And Birdie is nowhere near 14. So with that being said, why is Reshona going out saying that she was on the tape? But then I got to show you something. And I just want to know if this looked familiar to you. Okay? I want to show you something. Check this out.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Feel present.
Mm-hmm.
Pay close attention.
When I think about the amount of time that has passed based on how long you knew R. Kelly, I think so many people have wanted to hear from you for so long. How does it feel to not be Jane Doe anymore?
It feels very rewarding. It feels very liberating, which was a part of the reason why I wanted to write this book, because I really wanted to live in my true skin, in my true self.
Pause. That's a lie. If you really wanted to live in your true skin and your true self, you would have never agreed to being Jane Doe. You would have never agreed to being a pseudonym. You would always officially agree to be Reshona Landfair. Let's go.
And your true self today is what?
My true self today is Reshona Landfair. Not Jane Doe, not Sean. It's who I am as a person, who I am as a mother, a friend, a daughter, a colleague, etc.
You dedicate this book to your dad, your son, and you say your inner self.
Mm-hmm.
Who else would you say this book is for?
Oh, man. Hold on for a second, y'all. Hold on.
This book is for every person who has gone through some sort of trauma or some sort of uncomfortable moment in their life where they blamed themselves, were ashamed or embarrassed to live in their true skin and just really took the faults of other people and, kind of hid behind that. So it was just really freeing for me, and I wanted to share my experience with people who have been in similar situations.
You obviously talk in this book about how it started. You don't start at the moment people start talking about you or knowing anything about who you are and who you're associated with. But you describe at length how it started. You mention your aunt, the artist Sparkle, who used to work with R. Kelly. I want to read some of it from, I think it was page 18. You say in the book, the next time we're at the studio, this is what you say, Sparkle said. You say your aunt told you the next time we're at the studio, you should ask Robert to be your godfather. Explain that I should sit on his lap and rub his head while I asked him to be my godfather. This instruction seemed sort of weird since I hadn't sat on his lap.
Pause. Pay attention to how she's panting. She's now become uncomfortable. Look at the stone cold stare. She's very uncomfortable. Let's go.
Before, but I didn't question it. When you think back, is that where it all begins? Is that the start?
That is the start. That is the start of him entering into my life in a different way than just being an artist or hanging out at the studio. It became more personable at that moment.
Because you yourself were an artist. You were a part of a rap group. You had toured Europe. You'd been to Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And it was your aunt, you said, that introduced the family to R. Kelly because he's this successful artist from Chicago. At this time, he's really starting to blow up. He left the group that he was in.
Mm-hmm.
And it was interesting, exhilarating, fun to be around him is kind of how you describe it in the beginning. I mean, this is a big superstar and you have
Yes.
access to him like, hey, I want to hang out in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, in the beginning, he's treating you like a normal, excited kid that wants to learn more about the business.
Correct.
So when do things turn? And I know you go into great detail,
Mm-hmm.
the early stages and why this is so complicated, your mindset
Mm-hmm.
at that time.
Well, during the time that I met him, I'm also a teenage girl who's going through puberty. And so some of the things that I was thinking or feeling were just normal expressions to, my.
Wait, when you first met him, you was a teenage girl going through puberty. I thought you was 12 when you first met him. Hold on. A lie don't care who tell it. Let's go.
My maturity level at the time. And so it starts very innocent. It starts, being mesmerized and, like you said, like admiring this person. And then, it kind of gets a little deeper or more complicated when that person is able to, see what you can't see, the way you're developing, your conversation, your personality traits. So it kind of became more complicated when he started analyzing me and, the things that I was going through and who I was becoming as a person. And again, I was excited and mesmerized to, be under his wing and to be a part of his habitat. So that's how things kind of unfolded.
What up, Ash?
So we know that things progress beyond looking out for you as almost like a goddaughter, and it turns into something more than that. I want to go and stay with your aunt Sparkle, who I've interviewed before.
Mm-hmm.
And she was the first person to really sort of say, you need to go check over there. Something's not right.
Right.
I think there's something going on that should not be going on.
Mm-hmm.
In the book, you describe social services coming to your home to do a welfare check.
Mm-hmm.
And your parents are shocked. They think perhaps maybe she's just jealous because she's no longer associated with R. Kelly. And then obviously 2001, 2002, we're talking about the tape. But why don't you think anyone believed your Aunt Sparkle when she first raised a red flag about a possible
Ash.
inappropriate relationship?
I don't think they believed her because there were no obvious signs of what was actually taking place. It was more coming from her end, maybe looking like a motive from, like you said, not being around him. And those kind of questions or concerns didn't happen until she was no longer a part of, his camp or the things that were taking place, her as an artist. That's
Pause. I'm sorry, y'all. I got to keep this a book. As I'm looking at Reshona talk, right? I'm looking at her cheekbones. Pay attention to where I'm at on the screen. Pay attention to where I'm at on the screen, right? Nah, that's not it. Hold on. Those ain't the same cheekbones. Once again, like I said, I'm not going to lie. Those are not the same cheekbones. I'm going to blow it up a little bit. Those are not the same cheekbones. Hold on. Can I put this up a little more? Hold on. Those are not the same cheekbones, and she didn't get no work done. Hold on, let me look at another layer real quick. Hold on. You see how this person don't have a crease right here? Reshona have a crease right here in her face on both sides. So I just had to show that, y'all. I'm sorry. I apologize. That's Detective Dana on the job. Let's finish.
That's when those questions started to raise.
Chapter 7, you call it stress fractures. And you say it was a couple of weeks before your 17th birthday. You say, Robert told me the copies of one of the sex tapes of 14-year-old me were beginning to be sold on the streets of Chicago and across the country. Your reaction to that when you think about hearing those words from R. Kelly, that this tape is out there,
right,
and you were 14 years old?
I was empty. I was very hollow inside. I was very confused. Didn't know what to expect. And I was embarrassed.
I want to read part of that in terms of just sort of what you were feeling at that time, because at some point, the remedy for this, according to, you refer to him as Robert in the book, is that he wants to tell your parents.
Mm-hmm.
And you say, Robert told me how he would tell my parents the truth about us. My mom and I were in one room, and my dad and Robert were in another. You go on to say some other things, but eventually you get to this part. After a while, Dad came storming out of the room, crying hysterically and cursing, saying to R. Kelly, "You're sick. I can't rock with you. I can't help you. You need to get help." He yelled at Robert, who followed us into the elevator and was on his knees crying. Man, I'm sorry. I just love her.
Before we got our
Oh. What? Man, I'm sorry, I just love her. What?
looking for an
Hold on, y'all.
So the turning point from innocent goddaughter running around just trying to learn the music industry to something more like you're trying to make sense of why he's calling you and saying, what are you wearing? This type of thing. To now you're confronted with something that's out there, and he's saying the solution is just tell them. I know it looks crazy, but I believe you're my angel, as you refer to in the book. And your dad initially is upset. He's crying. He's confused. He doesn't know what's going on. Why wasn't that the moment when you look back where you were not allowed to see R. Kelly anymore, be around him? Take us to why it was so complicated for you and your family and what you said to your parents.
It was very complicated. My dad wanted to make the right decision, and he was not okay with anything that took place. I was more under Robert's brainwash. I was more under his spell, and he utilized me against my parents, making threats of suicide and doing different things out of desperation to convince them to not turn on him. And because I had been groomed for so long to carry out this mission and also not want that girl on the videotape to be myself, I thought in my little mind that maybe that was the best approach.
Not wanting a girl on the videotape to be myself. Unpack what she just said. Now watch this. I just so happen to be a guy that I just watch different things, and sometimes, a guy like me can be a hoarder of things. But don't pay me no attention. Don't that sound like this?
In January, following the uproar sparked by the Lifetime docuseries Surviving R. Kelly, Carter responded to a plea by the current Cook County State Attorney Kimberly Fox for victims to call her office.
We need actual witnesses and victims to have the courage to tell their stories.
I'll be going on with my day. You turn on the news, here's another R. Kelly victim, another R. Kelly victim, another R. Kelly victim. And you just want to be there for them.
Did you see the interview that R. Kelly did with Gayle King, in which he denied ever sexually assaulting a woman, ever sexually assaulting anyone underage?
Yes, I saw it.
I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this.
What did you think when you were watching that?
Felt like it should be a crime to publicly tell a story that he able to get on television and lie.
Did seeing that interview embolden you to want to speak even more?
Yes. It's actually the reason that I'm here.
Wow. Now, don't that sound alike to you? But I must say this. Dennis the Menace did a coverage, right? And I got to give him his props because he did a coverage. And in his coverage, this is Dennis Byron footage. This is what he said.
Just moments ago, a very important witness took the stand for the government. However, it appears that witness credibility is at question right now. So just now, a witness identified as Susan, this goes under the alias Susan, just finished her testimony. She told the grand jury back in the state case that she didn't recognize that her daughter was the person on the tape. She did recognize R. Kelly, but she told the grand jury that she didn't recognize the other person on the tape. She also testified under direct and under cross that she received a cooperation agreement, basically stating that the government would not go after her for lying on the grand jury in the state case. So she admitted today that she lied in the grand jury in the state case. Another important revelation came out that when questioned by Attorney Bonjean, why was she going to the studio by herself in different occasions? She said she went there just to see R. Kelly. Then Bonjean responded essentially that, weren't you having a relationship with R. Kelly? This is the first time we heard this. So the mother of the alleged victim on the tape was confronted by the attorney as to whether that she might have had a relationship with R. Kelly as well. Explosive. And her reaction to that question, she didn't seem too surprised. This is the first time we heard this. This is the first time we heard that the mother of, let's just call her Jane, might have had a relationship with R. Kelly as well. And she was going to the studio by herself. She wasn't going to the studio with her daughter, nor was she going to the studio to see her husband. So this is a very explosive testimony that came out today. Another thing that kind of made me raise an eyebrow was when she testified on direct examination by the government, she stated that, one, the reason why she lied initially was that she was threatened by R. Kelly and she was threatened by McDavid. This is on direct. But on cross-examination, she could not articulate what type of threats were made to her by R. Kelly or McDavid. So it begs the question, why did she lie in the first place? Jennifer Bongine was able to get her to state that R. Kelly didn't make any threatening, anything that you really could articulate that he said that was threatening. She went to her husband, and the alleged victim went on a vacation for 2 weeks or more to the Bahamas and to Cancun, Mexico, to get away, according to her testimony, or get away from the press. This is damning for the government's case. This is so damning, and when I tell you her demeanor on the stand was poor. It was poor in the sense that she didn't come across as being believable. She could not articulate how R. Kelly or the co-defendants threatened her. All she could say during cross-examination or during redirect by the government was that when the government said, "Who else threatened you?" she kept saying R. Kelly, but she never said anything under cross-examination in specificity what was the threat. Something else she said that kind of raised the eyebrow was when asked, when she went to the grand jury, she had lied to the grand jury, and initially she told the government in this case that to the jury she said that R. Kelly told her what to say, but she couldn't. But she said to the agents back in 2019, she did not remember if anyone told her anything to say to the grand jury. So was she lying then in 2019, or was she lying today in the courtroom? Because if you don't tell the agents who are actually interviewing you for the 302 report, if you don't tell the agents that someone coached you to say certain things to the grand jury, how then can you say come to the court today when the lawyer, Jennifer Bongine, is asking you, why didn't you say this back then that R. Kelly gave you specific things to say? She could not tell the jury under cross-examination what was those specific things that R. Kelly told her to say. This is why it's very important when you look at these trials and what is said on social media and then what is said in the courtroom. So there was nothing, when she left that stand, you did not know in any great detail what if R. Kelly told her to do anything. So this is explosive testimony today. And it takes away from the credibility of this particular witness. And I would say that when we actually are going to review the transcripts, you will see the inconsistent statements. It was something else Jennifer Bongine kept pointing out, that she kept mentioning her husband. Her husband is just he died last year, but Jennifer Bongine brought out that, well, if you had issues with R. Kelly, why did you mention him in the program? R. Kelly was actually mentioned in the program, and Jennifer Bongine brought that out, and you gave him pretty much credit in the program, and this is unheard of. And then something else that came out. So it was this talk online, and you heard the chatter that R. Kelly was paying the victim and all the family to not say anything. Well, Susan testified today that not only did R. Kelly, no one gave any special money, only money that she was receiving, or the husband was receiving, the money that he earned by being his guitarist. So what was the incentive? What was the incentive that R. Kelly had to coerce her to not say anything, other than they were benefiting from him paying the father and taking a vacation or two vacations? And she kept going to the studio to see R. Kelly without her daughter. Explosive.
I'm going to say this much. A lie don't care who tell it. And I'm going to tell y'all, brace yourself. I'm going to give y'all a day to break. And we're going to resume back on Friday night. We gonna resume back on Friday night. And for the record, when we reconvene on Friday night, this is what we're gonna be talking about. 250 pages. Man, oh man, oh man. And guess who transcript this is? I ain't gonna tell you. I ain't gonna tell you. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you. This is Chicago. And this is Jane. $250 pages. We gonna go in. I got it all the way through. We gonna go in. We gonna go in. And like they say, she's supposed to have been 12, right? I'm gonna just give you a quick trick of it. I'm gonna start here. How did that make you feel when he showed up for you? It made me feel good, excited. What, if anything, did he buy you in items in terms of gifts? Ms. Bonjean said objection, foundation. The court, all right, give some time frame. The agent said, yes, Your Honor. During the time frame when you were 14, 15, 16 years old, what, if anything, did Mr. Kelly buy you in terms of gifts? I'm going to stop that right there because I ain't going to give it all away. But tomorrow we're going to take a break because I got to do some paperwork for something. And on Friday, we coming back starting at 6:30 p.m. and we going all the way to 11. That should cover 250 pages, right? 3.5 hours. So Friday at 6:30 p.m. all the way up to 11. Okay? I'm going to be tired. I'm going to be doing all that reading. But guess what? We going to get through this together. I was told, Dana, you don't put the link up no more. I put the link up and nobody used the link. So every live going forward, I'm going to put the link up. If you jump on, jump on. If not, okay. If you jump on, we'll do a panel. All right? With that being said, don't believe the hype. And I've come to unconfuse the world about R. Kelly. You don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. Be someone important. Please, by all means, be yourself. And like I say, people don't want me to talk about Robert. You don't got no control over that. People don't want me to, make music about Robert. You don't got no control over that. But what I will say is the album release is coming soon. Don't be in the mix. Oh, and for the people that said R. Kelly always make his women wear sweatpants and stuff. Well, here's a picture of Kel's Angels. I don't see none of them wearing sweatpants. Uh-oh. I don't see none of them wearing sweatpants. I don't see none of them wearing sweatpants. So, like I said, y'all folks don't have a clue. And I said what this is about. And for all the haters out there,
this is not the type of tea I want. It's over for you. This is not the type of tea I want. It's over for you.
Well, we at the end of our journey, y'all. I thank y'all for joining me. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but I chose to rock with me. I'm out of here. I see y'all Friday. Love every last one of y'all. Thanks everybody that donated. Thanks for the people that wanted to donate but couldn't. Thanks for all of the super chats, all of the cash apps, everything that y'all could have donated. Your time. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your comments. I am just thankful for everything. With that being said, Dana J up out of here. Y'all have a great night, a great Thursday. Let's return back Friday and let's get it on. One.
Sometimes a misty rain that gently touches my soul feels just like fire shut up in me. Yeah, simply lose control. Oh, rain down, follow me. Let your love just fall like raindrops. Rain, follow me. Oh, rain down, follow me. Let your love just fall like raindrops. Rain, follow me.
Dear Robert, it's really hard fighting for you. And the ones you listening to are the ones hurting you and trying to keep you there. Yeah. It's quiet on the radio now. Your voice used to fill the room. Every slow jam feel like a ghost of something we once knew. They don't know you like I know you. Behind the lights and fame, they just say your name out loud, but don't feel the weight. Don't feel the weight. Ooh. Too many people in your ear telling you who to trust. Ooh. But the loudest ones ain't always real. They just feeding off the dust. Yeah, I miss you. I miss you. I miss you. I miss the man, not the headline. I miss the heart in your sound. Dear Robert, since you ain't been around, where you at, Robert? Still your song, yeah. I know you human just like me. Carry blessings, carry flaws, but it hurt to watch the world turn a life into a cause. I still hear your music breathing through the pain and through the years. They can lock the doors in silence rooms, but they can't erase what we hear. They can't erase it. If I could sit you face to face, no cameras, no noise, I'd say don't let the wrong advice steal your voice. Ooh, you more than the fall, more than the fight. You still somebody healing in the middle of the night. Still somebody's song, man. When I say Robert, we hear you. When I say music, still feel you. I miss you, miss you, miss you. I miss the soul behind the pen, no judgment, just a brother praying peace. You still a song in me. Bill, I miss you. Still singing. Bill, I miss you. Still singing. Bill, I miss you. It's all about the noise. It's about missing you. Yeah. Dear Robert Sylvester Kelly, it's really hard fighting for you when the loudest voices be the ones steering you into walls. So I'm just gonna talk to you through the music. Radio on low, sing my was Saint Chet. Your voice used to live in the air right here. Now the songs feel older, but they still know my name. Like ink that don't fade when it's soaked through the page. You taught nights how to breathe, taught pain how to sway. Turn locked doors into rooms where the lonely felt safe. Now the room feel cold, it's still I sit and I wait. Cause your melodies visit me, even like the way. Yeah. Too many hands on your story, not enough ears on your heart. Lord, they hearing echoes and noise. I'm still here, really are. Still here. I miss you, Mr. Man in the pen. Miss the way you take a wound and make it sing again. Dear Robert S. Kelly, I don't argue the crowd. I just press play on the nights when your truth's still loud. Still loud. Yeah. I remember how you listened more than you spoke. How the silence told you where to place the notes. Everybody want a piece of the gold, but don't nobody want to carry the mold. I know weight can bend even the strongest steel, and advice sounds sweet when it dressed up real. So I'm praying you remember who you were before the headlines learn how to knock at your door. If this night was a factory, you built feelings from raw. Turn sugar songs into healing, turn hunger into songs. Now the machine's still running, but the lights still dim. Still every soul you touch got a piece of him. Ooh. When I say Robert, we hear. When I say music, still feel you. I miss you. Miss the night you gave the shelter. It's the way your written spell out. Letters you never mailed us. Dear Robert, this ain't noise, this ain't a fix. It's just love from an artist who remembers where you've been. Still studying a vinyl in my mind. Still learning from the spaces between your lines. Wherever you are when the night gets long, just know your song still warms us home. This song is for you. I go the king of music. Robert Sylvester Kelly from your mentee J. And I say Robert. Mm. Remember me from Lake Clifton, Eastern High School, also down at the Harbor Place, working at the fudgery. I was always singing at the Jeter shows. That time was so special to me. There's so much more to Dang a J than what the eye can see. I want you to know I love you. I want you to know I need you. Where would I be without you? Nowhere, 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 nowhere. Feel it in my music, along with the stories I bring up. I'm never gonna lose it in no way, no way, no way, no way, no way. Feel it in my music, along with the stories I bring you. I'm never gonna lose it. No way, no way, no way, no way. Another Dana J classic.